Welcome back everybody, your typical bull here, coming at you with another video. It is Saturday, March the 5th. Before we get into it, please do remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Your support really helps the channel to grow, and it is very much appreciated. So we have talked a whole bunch about how to trade, but we haven't really talked about what to trade. And this video is going to be basically exactly how I create my watch lists for day trading every day, and we'll get into a little bit of kind of how to convert that into swing trading. So there are a couple of things that make a stock good for day trading. So most things are going to move with the overall market, regardless, right? It's going to move with the overall market. So what we need is something that has unusual volume that is going to cause it to move higher or lower than the market, move more than the market, right? So, and what we need for that to happen is a fundamental catalyst, or just unusual volume for some reason or other. High short interest. There's a lot of reasons for things to have unusual volume, but really the volume is all that really matters. It's going to create volatility, and that volatility will create opportunity. So first things that we want to look at right out of the gates is number of decliners versus number of answers. What is the overall market doing, right? So today, or yesterday, right? Saturday market's closed, but this is going to be the same, right? So number of decliners, we have 5,000. Number of advancers, we have 2420, right? So the market was bearish, right? So what we would be looking for into tomorrow is more bearish side plays than we would be more bullish side plays, because things still do follow the market better than they would if they were on the same side, right? So if SPY is down and the Qs are down or futures are down, then your bearish plays are going to follow through better than your bullish plays, right? So knowing that the market is bearish will give us an advantage, because we'll be looking into more bearish plays and negative news catalysts, right? Bad earnings, upcoming earnings, any kind of upcoming announcements, FDA approvals, or meetings like the stock splits, things like that. So what we want to do first and foremost, of course, is I've created a watch list specifically for this video. I've just called it YTB Watch, right? So the goal here is to have, I don't know, 10, 15 tickers by the end of this that we can watch into the next day, and we'll narrow that list down to the best possible candidates, right? So what we're going to start with here is this markets, and I'll show you how to do this if you're not using Webull as well, right? So this tab here, what we have is top active tickers. So Indo has been just absolutely killing it lately, so we're going to take a look at that, right? And right now we're just looking at the top gainers from yesterday. So IMPP 53%, MXP, I don't really see anything else, right, that's doing much volume is worth it, right? So B-Cell 570, Indo $40. Before we get too any farther, really, your list is going to be different than mine, right? Because we're trading different size accounts, and it doesn't make sense for certain size accounts to be playing certain stocks, right? If you have a $2,000 account, you don't want to play Tesla. You don't want to play Apple. If you have a $500 account, you want to play stocks that are in your price range. So let's just assume that I have $3,000 in my account, right? So I don't want to be trading options that cost, $300-400. I want to trade options between, 30 and $100, right? So that's important. So we've looked at our top gainers, and now we want to look at the highest volume stocks of the day yesterday, right? Because a lot of this will carry over into today. So we'll go through this volume ticker and we'll look at the highest volume, right? So IMPP was on that list. It's $3.98. That could be a good candidate for just trading shares, right? Indo was already on our list, obviously. Mullen, 74 cents. Energy, I don't see anything else here that's really worth looking at, right? So next up, we can look for earnings plays, right? Things in our price range that are reporting earnings would be a good way to go, right? I don't see any tickers on here that I recognize that would be having some high anticipation earnings currently. So we're just going to skip that one. Stock split, same thing, nothing here, right? So now, all that done, what I do every morning is I have this customized tab here that I've created, and I look at this in the pre-market. The pre-market is going. I'm looking for things that are gapping up or down. So, and then I'll have a news tab down here so I can figure out why, right? So Indo has just absolutely destroyed. You see yesterday it just killed it. So that's on my watch list for sure. And now we have 2.03 million volume. So this one's trading up 35%. I don't really like it particularly. This guy, 4.6 million volume. This could be a good candidate. So let's put it on the list, and then we will refine this list as we go along and make it tighter, more consolidated, so we don't have to watch so many things, right? Okay, so let's top losers now. Of course, remember, market was bearish, so bad news is also good for us. We can trade bad news. This looks interesting, but I don't see much volume here, right? Here's one with 11.6 million volume, 34 billion volume on oxygen, but there's not much downside here with only 250 in shares. This is interesting. It's down 20%. Let's put that one on the watch list. 416K volume. That's more of a lower volume ticker there, but it's still worth looking at. We can look at our most active list here. CEI coming up. Mullen, IMPP, Oxy. Let's see what's going on here. Berkshire ramps up wager with 30 million shares. Huh, this looks interesting, so we'll add that to the watch list. AMD on the watch list as well. High volume. Bank of America, definitely a good one to be trading for this account. SoFi, a good one to be trading for this account. Carnival City, both good. So I'm just adding these to the watch list. Apple, of course, probably not a good one to trade with a $3,000 account, but we'll just peep it out anyway. Alright. Okay, so that's pretty much so far what we have on our watch list is Apple, Citigroup, Carnival, SoFi, Bank of America, AMD, Oxy, ISPO, and SG, IMPP, and Indo. Okay, so we're going to keep on keeping on. So after that, what we're going to want to look at here is, of course, another way you can check your overall markets and things like that is your finviz.com. It's free. It's a great resource. And we'll come back to this later, but right now we want to head to Yahoo Finance here, and then we just click on this tab. It says stock market news, right? Markets. Click Markets tab there, and then we'll go to stock market news. And while that's loading, my service is actually getting a little spotty here. I can show you a few things on FinViz. If you go to home here, channel sideways, right there, you scroll down a bit, you click on channel sideways, this one I like to do, and you click on this screeners tab. I'll show you several ways to pick up some good watch list stocks based on technical indicators. So the screener tab, what I have is a something I like to look at for supply and demand trades. So what we want to do is we want optionable, we want volume, average volume, actually we want current volume over 500,000, and then here's one that's really good, relative volume just over 2. 17 pages is too much, let's do relative volume over 3. 6 pages, that's even better. Now we'll sort this list by volume. By double clicking this, now the highest volume is going to be the top, and then we'll just click charts here. So we got Vion, Camber Energy, Mullen, Oxy's already on our list. IBN could be a good one. Really high relative volume coming in here. BTU is a good one. IBN, BTU. It's a huge breakout here. So now what we can look at, this was so I don't see any news jumping off the page, but relative volume is really high. Huge gap down, falling right into this long-standing support here. That could be a good play, right? So let's put it on the list. IBN, and then we were looking at BTU. Let's click on that. Really high volume picking up here. That's a very significant price increase. So what are we looking at here? Announces further extension expiration date for its offer to purchase. Ooh, it's a share buyback. So that's a really good one we could be watching. BTU, so we'll put that on the list for sure. Peabody Energy. There we go. Alright. Let's keep on carrying through here. We'll go through about 3 pages of this. See if there's anything else that looks good. This could be a decent one. It's approaching this really strong support here at 27.80. Not quite there yet, but bears are losing control over XP. It's February 28th, March 3rd. Relative volume spiking. So XP, we'll put that on the list for now as well. One more page here, then we'll go to our next dealio. This was good. CPRI, manufacturing apparel company in the United Kingdom. Let's see if we got any news here. Burlington misses revenue. I think this is just a sympathy play. February the 3rd, buy, neutral, buy. We'll put it on the list for now, CPRI. Okay. Alright, so now we're done with this, right? So let's go back to our screener here. Now, take this off, and then what we'll do is we'll go to technical. And what we want here is pattern, horizontal SR. So we have 150 pages here now, right? So we need to narrow this down a bit. Now, we'll use relative volume over 0.5. Still have 147 pages. Let's do over 1. trying to just narrow down the results here. 40 pages. Okay, 18 pages, that's pretty decent. Now, optionable, we could do price under 50 maybe? Oops. There we go, 14 pages, not bad. SLV, silver looks pretty good. With this war and stuff going on in Ukraine, silver could be a good bet here, and we are breaking out of a very strong resistance level. I don't quite necessarily like this one though, honestly. CLF looks really, really good. This is definitely, in my opinion, due for a pullback here. So that's going to be a really strong bearish play, I think. It's already starting to kind of reject these upper register levels here, so we'll definitely put that one on the list. CLF. So this one could be a candidate for a swing trading play as well. And we'll just keep on keeping on here. Okay. Ten, 20, 25. Go through a couple pages here, see if we can find anything interesting. Broke down. Okay, so I think we're done with this one. Now we're going to go back to our sideways channel, and same thing, we'll go to overview, sort of by volume. This is the sideways channel from the home screen. Right, so here we go. EQH already looks good. We have bottom register of a channel that we've been in for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. If this respects this, it could be a good candidate for a swing trade or a day trade even. You could probably get a decent trade off of this. Let's just see what our ATR is. EQH. We'll add that to the list. Then we have a couple of these could make decent swing trades really, but I don't think that they'd make for good day trades, and we'll show you how to sort that out as well once we get our list made and go to narrowing it down. Okay, so I think that's probably going to be about it for the channel trades today. A lot of these make really good swing trade candidates as well, from channel bottom to channel top, or from channel top to channel bottom, but you don't necessarily want to day trade them simply because they just don't have enough volume and they're not pushing enough, having enough movement intraday. Alright, so I think that's going to cut it for that. Another place you can check out here is if you click on this groups tab, you can see what's performing the best and what's performing the worst. So if you're bearish, like consumer cyclical is performing the worst over the last day, and it's performing really bad over the last week as well. So from this, you can click on that, and you have all the stocks in consumer cyclical, right? So now what you can do is current average volume over 500,000, optionable. So got 25 pages, and now what you can do is, since this is performing the worst, what you want again is you could do like relative volume over 1 to narrow it down even more. Still 13 pages. Let's do 1.5. Alright, so now we have 5 pages of things that we could be looking for some bearish plays on. Okay, so here we go, right out of the gate. Arco at the top of his channel could be a decent short play. CPNG as well could be a decent short play. looks like it's already breaking down. If it breaks these lows here, it could possibly make a move down to 17-ish. So that's one that you could watch. And then vice versa, if you were looking for bullish plays, you could just go into the same thing, group scanner, find out what's performing the best. Energy today, energy this week, energy this month. Okay, click on energy. Same thing, sort it down. Let's do average volume over 500. Optionable. Relative volume 1.5. Now, we have things that are trading at 1.5 times their normal interest, and we could find bullish plays here. Some of these are going to already be overextended. A lot of these are, but you may get lucky and find one that's a pullback, right? Like CCJ here. Pullback, pin bar candle. This could be a good bullish play to watch. Volume is picking up, right? You see here the volume bar is much higher than yesterday. Filled this gap, popped off of demand. CCJ is one I'm going to add to this list. Just strictly from a daily chart. That's Citigroup. There we go. See, it's popped down. It's filled this gap. It's got a good support level here. Right, good support there. It's another good support here. So this could be something to add to your watch list, right? Okay, so now back to Yahoo Finance. Normally I do that first, but right, so you click on market, what you're looking for. Here you can go through your calendars for upcoming earnings. Trending tickers is a good one. Find out what is trending on social media and what's active. Go through your news articles here and see if anything pops out at you. And then I'm going to try and speed this up just a bit. Look through stock twits, find trending tickers, rankings here, Oxy, IPOF, VTNR. All of these are going to be possible candidates to look at. MOS, Mosaic, Coca-Cola. See, these are things that are trending now. So if you keep an eye on this, this will give you some things to watch throughout the day as well. And then, barring that, you have, of course, a basket of stocks, right? And I'll show you mine before we get into narrowing down our list here. So this is what I trade when we can remove this. We can remove HB. So this is what I personally trade when I have nothing else to trade, right? I have a list of about, I don't know, 20 things that make good movement. So what I can show you here is if we put an indicator on the chart, just put the ATR on here. As soon as I find it. Where are you? Main chart. I'm looking for, there it is, the ATR, right? So what we're looking at is we want things that move on a daily chart. See, we have Lyft here at average of $2.35 a day. Uber an average of $2 a day. Neo an average of almost $2 a day. Snap $2.50. Bank of America $1.49. PFE $1.50. DKNG $2.30. Delta $1.95. Twitter $1.50. It's going to be the same for all these. $2 or $1.50 or better ATR, right? So these things are going to offer, on average, the possibility to make about $2 per share a day. And if you're trading options at equates to about 150, 200 bucks, depending on the delta that you're trading. So this is essential, right? If things aren't moving, you're not going to be able to make money. Like SPY right now is at 920, QQQ is at 970. So this is important. And you'll also notice that these things have relatively cheap options. A lot of you know I'm trading in a smaller account right now, so if I go down here to the 6-day options, a week out, I'm looking at options ranging from 100 to 200 bucks. So that's pretty cheap as far as the options go, right? So these are tradable for the size account that I'm currently trading in. They're all going to be the same. So that's another thing that's important. So this is the list that I trade when I don't have time to make a watch list or go through all the news articles, or maybe I wake up late. This is what I'm coming to, right? So, okay, now back to our YouTube watch list here. So what I want to do, first of all, check the ATR. $1.19, that's good. $1.24, 280, 340, $1.60, 230. Apple's at 4, 2, $1.30. Most of these are fairly good, right? So, whoa, it's got a friggin' ATR of 20. That's insane. So, all of these look fine. Right out of the gates, Indo is going to be, there's no options on this ticker, so this is strictly shares. So I'm going to delete this from the list because I think it's too expensive personally to be taking day trades on as far as shares go, right? So he's out of here. IMPP is a good one to trade just shares, right? So now let's check our options prices, right? So this guy, 530, that's too expensive. Delete that. 31.26, too expensive. Gonna delete that as well. Oxy. This one is really borderline here. AMD. Bank of America's good. SoFi's good. Carnival's good. Citi's good. Apple's borderline. VTU. Implied volatility is really high here. This one's super borderline. XP's borderline as well. 490. Okay, so I'm going to leave this as is, right? Okay, so now, after you've got all that, you got your list narrowed down to, 5, 10 things that you want to watch throughout the day. Now, what you do, you come in here and you mark out your important levels. So start on your daily chart. Mark out levels that are going to possibly be significant, right? So on the daily chart, I think these are the only two levels that are going to be significant. Now, go to an hourly chart and do the same thing. Right there's probably going to be a significant level. Here will be a significant level. And then we'll do the same thing on a 5-minute chart for a pre-market. We have a significant pivot here. And that's going to be adjusted just a smidge there. Alright, so we do that for all of our tickers here. And now, once you've done that, obviously make sure you double check your, all your P's and Q's, your news, your articles, your things like that. Make sure there's no earnings reports that are going to be released while you're in your trades. That's not a good. So, and then once you finish that, now you just have to plan your trades. Okay, so let me just do one of these, right? So let's go to Apple here because I know everybody in the whole chat loves Apple. Let me delete all my old drawings. So I'll go to the daily chart on Apple. I'll mark out significant levels. So significant level here. Here's a good one. A pivot there. Then we'll go down to our hourly chart, mark them out. It's a really strong support level here. So if this breaks, and then this low breaks, right? I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Okay, so those are that, and we'll do 5 minutes. Pivot here from yesterday. Pre-market highs here from yesterday, and then of course this guy. Okay, so now I've got everything marked. So let me just do this. So let's say I'm planning for Apple, right? And let's just assume the market's going to open in 5 minutes. Okay, so what I have right now is for open, I would have a very tight range. So, okay, so now what I want to say is for open, what I want to do is I'll put if-then statements, right? So if Apple breaks up past this range, I will take a long trade from to this target with this stop. So that would be that trade. Same thing on the other side. If Apple breaks down, I would take a short from this pivot low with a target of this pivot low and a stop loss here. So now I've planned for the open, right? That's what I want to do for the open. And then, okay, so now what I need to do is plan for past the open. Let's say if Apple bounces off of these lows here, what I want to do is I want to get in here on confirmations, and I want to take half of my position off back at this pre-market consolidation, and then I want to let the rest of it run to this high pivot if I can, or the next 5-minute candle to make a new low. So now I've planned for that trade. Okay, if market breaks the other way at open, I want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. I want to take this trade, take half off at this consolidation, and final targets is this pivot low. Okay, so now let's say Apple went short and it breaks below this. If Apple breaks below this, I want to double down those shorts and target this next hourly pivot for the final target, and I'll scale half off at 30% profits. If Apple breaks up, I want to take past this pivot. I want to take this as my next target and do the same thing. So that's basically kind of it. You just plan for all of these scenarios, so you're already ready and you've already got a plan for what's going to happen, right? So this video has probably been much longer than my normal ones, but everybody keeps asking me how you find stocks to trade and how you make watch lists. I've taught you guys how to trade, but I haven't taught you how to find what you need to be trading. So now you know. So get out there and make some watch lists and make some money. Remember, click the sub button. Yeah, do that because you love me. Do it. Okay, bye. See you next one. Cheers.